Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Mr. English Podcast. I'm Adam, and today's episode is something special. This is not just a listening practice. It's a real story. A story about life, change, and growth. Every word you'll hear today is designed to help you understand English naturally, without needing a dictionary. So relax, sit back, and just listen. You'll learn new words, new ideas, and maybe a new way to look at life. And hey, if this episode helps you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Now, let's begin our journey together. Chapter 1. The End That Began. Everything. It was a cold morning when I walked out of the office where I had worked for 5 years. My hands were trembling, shaking with stress and fear. My thoughts were scattered, lost in confusion. A few minutes earlier, I had lost my job. No warning, no plan, no direction. And suddenly, the world around me felt louder. Cars rushing by, people walking fast, everyone seeming to have a purpose. Except me. I sat on a bench near the bus stop. For the first time in years, I felt completely alone. But as I took a deep breath, I whispered to myself, "This is not the end. This is just the beginning." The words didn't change my situation, but they changed something inside me. I felt just a little calmer. Chapter 2. The Stranger's Smile. As I sat there lost in thought, an old woman passed by. She stopped, smiled, and asked softly, "Are you all right, dear?" Her voice was warm, reassuring. I told her what had happened, that I had just lost my job and didn't know what to do next. She nodded slowly and said, "I once lost everything too. But that loss became my opportunity." She told me how she rebuilt her life, how she started from nothing and opened a small bakery. Her story was simple but powerful. It reminded me that sometimes the worst moments lead us to the best beginnings. That night, I sat at my kitchen table with a notebook. I made a promise to myself. I will not surrender. I will not give up. Chapter 3. Small Steps, Big Changes. The next morning, I woke up earlier than usual. The air was cool, the sky was soft. I made tea, sat by the window, and decided, today I will start small. My first goal was simple: read a book in the park for 30 minutes. It felt strange at first, unfamiliar. But as I sat on that park bench, I noticed the sound of birds, the laughter of children, the wind in the leaves. For the first time in a while, I felt alive. That small act, just sitting and reading, gave me a sense of peace I hadn't felt in months. And in my notebook that night, I wrote, Day 1 complete. Chapter 4. Leo, the Gentle Dog. A week later, I visited an animal shelter. I wanted to do something useful, something kind. A volunteer named Anna introduced me to a small brown dog named Leo. He was gentle, quiet, and a little shy. I sat beside him, gave him food, and soon he rested his head on my leg. That moment melted my heart. I realized how powerful small acts of care can be. From that day, I started volunteering every weekend. It didn't just help the animals. It helped me heal too. Chapter 5. Setbacks and Lessons. Life was slowly getting better until my landlord called. The building was being sold. I had 1 month to move out. That news hit me hard. I felt like everything I had rebuilt was falling apart again. For a few days I was lost, angry, hopeless. Then I remembered the old woman's words. every problem is also an opportunity. So I began again. I found a shared house, met new people, and learned to compromise, to live, to listen, and to grow. Chapter 6: The Mistake at Work. Soon after, I got a part-time job teaching English. I loved it, until one day I made a big mistake. I gave my students the wrong exam paper. They got confused and complained. I felt terrible, ashamed. But my manager said something that changed everything. Mistakes happen. What matters is how you respond. The next day, I apologized to my class, and surprisingly, they thanked me for being honest. That day, I learned that responsibility is not about being perfect. It's about being real. Chapter 7: Friendship and Change. Around the same time, my close friend Julia moved to another city. I was sad, but I realized people come and go. What stays is the kindness they leave behind. Her friendship reminded me that we don't walk this road alone. Even when people leave, their light remains with us. Chapter 8: Hope and Renewal. One night, when life felt too heavy, my housemate David knocked on my door. He invited me to a small concert. I didn't want to go, but he insisted. And that night, as I listened to the music, I remembered something important. Even in dark times, life still sings. After that night, I wrote a letter to myself. You've survived worse. You are stronger than you think. It reminded me that progress is not always visible, but it's always happening. Chapter 9: The English Club. Weeks later, I started a new idea, a free English club for people in my community. It began small, just 4 students, but it grew faster than I ever expected. Each week, new faces walked through the door, full of dreams, stories, and hope. We laughed, we learned, and soon the room was full, overcrowded with energy and life. When the school offered us a bigger classroom, I realized something. This wasn't just a club, it was a community. Chapter 10: The Big Moment. Months later, I got a letter from the Ministry of Education. They invited me to speak at a national conference, to share our story. I was terrified, but I said yes. When I stood on that stage and looked at hundreds of faces, I took a deep breath and began. Our story is not about English. It's about courage. When I finished, the applause was long and loud. It wasn't just for me. It was for every student who refused to give up. Outro. When I look back now, I see that every failure, every loss, every small act of courage built me into who I am today. And that's what I want you to remember. Every step you take, even the small ones, move you forward. Don't rush. Don't doubt yourself. Just keep going. If you enjoyed this story, listen again. Shadow the sentences. Feel the words. Because every time you listen, your English and your confidence will grow stronger. Thank you for listening. I'm Adam, and this is Mr. English Podcast. Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. Goodbye for now.